Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here's another YouTube video. I'm gonna do a budget for you. But first, I just figured I would show you the new office. So basically I have a Murphy bed set up here. The camera's a little bit on zoom, but that is the new setup. So decided to change my desk to that side of the office. And here is a setup for the YouTube video. So here's a tripod, and yeah, we are gonna go ahead and get started. Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. The types of videos that I typically post are about personal finance, so things like budgets and debt trackers, as well as I am teaching people how to buy a house and what it means to get a mortgage and the benefits that come along with that. So today's video is actually a budget that I created for you guys specifically. It's free. You don't even have to input your address, your email address, or anything like that. I have the exact link to the exact budget that I created for you guys. It's in the description below this video. So I would say go ahead and open up that link, have it to the side of, this current YouTube video that you're watching, and then you can follow along while I go through the entire budget. Here is a sneak peek of what the budget looks like. And this specific budget is for single income, and it's for somebody who is getting paid 2 times a month or every other week. Both of those types of incomes could work. Now you'll notice that I actually created a Google spreadsheet because that is my favorite tool to use. I can open it up on my phone on Google Sheets. I can open it up on my laptop. If I had an iPad, which I would really like, I would open it up on that. I can also open it on my desktop here. You can open up the Google Sheet with internet, or you can actually hit a button and you can view the Google Sheet even if you don't have internet. So in a general quick description, the way this budget works is you actually input how much your paycheck that hits your actual account on payday, how much that amount is, also called net income. You're going to input that number, and then you are allocating every single dollar to bills, to savings, to bringing down debt, and even for fun money. Now, I don't like to just give a free link to a budget without explaining how it works and kind of walking you through it so you're a little less intimidated, because I know lots of people don't like budgeting, which is really, really normal. So I'm actually going to walk through the entire budget with you right now. Okay, so hopefully you have already clicked the link below and you are actually watching my YouTube video alongside the actual budget sheet. If you're not, please feel free to pause this video, click the link below and open it up, and then restart the YouTube video. Now once you click the link, you'll actually see this whole spreadsheet here. And the first thing that you'll notice is this yellow box up here. These are your instructions on how to actually edit this sheet. I do not want every single person to be editing this exact sheet, because then we're just going to be editing over each other's work and it's not going to function for anybody. So please go ahead and follow this yellow box instruction. It says, if you would like to edit this, click File, then make a copy, and then edit the copy. So you're going to actually have to expand it. If you go to the top right, the bottom arrow should drop down the rest of the tools here. Then, as the instructions say, you'll go to File, and then drop down to Make a Copy. You're going to go ahead and save it. If you want to say My S. Irvin 2022 Budget Individual Biweekly, you're going to go ahead and say OK. And it will open up a brand new sheet for you. Perfect, so now you have your own sheet and nobody else will be able to touch it. Now let me give you just a little bit of a lay of the land of where things are located on the budget and an overall view of how it works. So first you can see on the left-hand column we have each of our paychecks is one of these lines here that has the date associated with it. But then we have the entire month in the black bars here. So let's pretend this is the paycheck that you're actually budgeting for. And these are all of the bills that you have. If you move a little bit over to the right, you'll see there are 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. The first section is transfers. The second one is debts. The next one is savings. And the last one is fund money. So essentially, your fund money equals your paycheck amount minus your bills, minus your groceries, minus your debts, minus your savings, and that equals your fund money. So this is kind of like your zeroing factor. So however much fund money you want, you can decide that for yourself based on all of the bills, debts, and savings that you've already completed. Now let's jump back over to the left column here. I want to explain why there are 3 sections under every month. So as I mentioned, this budget is for an individual, so just one income, and it's also for somebody who is receiving their income either every other week, or it could be used for somebody who gets paid 2 times a month, plus maybe they have a bonus once a month. So I'm actually going to go ahead and open up my Google Calendar just so I can see some dates and we can start inputting some dates. So as of right now, I have this set up as if this person is getting paid bi-weekly, also known as every other week. So let's pretend that this person's first paycheck was January 7th, which is a Friday. The next paycheck would be 2 weeks from that because they're getting paid every other week. So that date would be January 21st. And then I have a third column in here just in case you get a bonus or something additional for that month. So if you're new to this channel, you might have not heard me already say this. I've said it a lot on the other YouTube videos that I've done, and I've also said it on my Instagram stories and things like that. But if you get paid bi-weekly, also known as every other week, then there will be 2 months out of the year that you'll actually have 3 paychecks. So how that works is typically every single month there are 4, let's pretend you get paid on Fridays. So most months have 4 Fridays within that month. There are certain months where there are actually 5 Fridays. So depending on which Friday you get paid on, you're actually going to have an extra paycheck in a specific month. All right, let's jump back to the example. So again, this person is getting paid bi-weekly. And in this case, since they're getting paid January 1st and 21st, the next Friday is actually in February. It's on February 1st. So for this specific example, I can select these rows, drag them all down. I can right click and I can hide. Do not delete. Please only hide. If you delete these rows, it will mess up the formulas. So remember, we're going to go ahead and highlight this specific section because 1, I don't get a bonus in January for me, for example, and also I only get paid bi-weekly, so this is not a month in which I would get an extra paycheck. So I've highlighted this section. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go ahead and hide. Moving on to February, we have February 4th and the 18th. Okay, perfect. So I don't get any bonus and there's not another Friday in February. The 18th for me is the last Friday I would get paid. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight these rows, right click and hide. Okay, moving on to March. I get paid on the 4th and the 18th. And there are no additional paychecks and I don't get a bonus or anything like that, so I'm going to go ahead and hide. Okay, pay attention, this is a key month. Moving on to April. According to this bi-weekly pay period, I am going to go ahead and get paid April 1st, April 15th, and then there's an extra paycheck April 29th. I'm going to keep this one because in this specific example that I'm going through right now, there is an extra paycheck in April. So go ahead and pause this video now. I want you to plug in all of the dates that you actually get paid and go ahead and hide those extra, the third paychecks with the orange highlight. Go ahead and hide those columns, or I'm sorry, the rows, the ones that don't apply to you. After you've input all of the dates that apply to you, your next step is to input your specific numbers, your information, in the light yellow highlighted cells. Do not, I repeat, do not input or change any of the cells that are not yellow. Anything that's not yellow is a formula that I have specifically created, and if you edit or if you don't really know how to use Excel and do those kind of formulas, it might mess up some of your sheet, if not a lot of it. So go ahead and only input information in, again, the yellow cells that are highlighted. So this is your income cell right here. On payday, you're going to input the exact amount of money that hit your bank account on payday. That's the number that you'll be putting in this cell. Then go ahead and input your mortgage or your rent information, your HOA if you have one, electric bill, gas, water, internet, phone, if you have a car, your car insurance, any subscriptions, Disney, Hulu, and Netflix are the ones that I definitely have, and any other miscellaneous bills that you might have. Remember, you are only inputting information in the yellow cells. These cells below are actually formulas. So if you click the cell, you can go ahead and click it. You'll notice there's a formula here that this cell equals E9, which is E9 here. That's the amount monthly that's due for your rent. And we are dividing that amount by 2. The reason we're dividing by 2 is because we are taking 2 paychecks to pay for that monthly bill. The same thing for this one and all of the bills here. So if you're ready, go ahead and pause the video now. Go get all your bills information. It might take a little bit. Get all of the information about how much money actually hits your account on payday and input all of that information. All right, and once you're done with that, we are gonna go ahead and jump to the transfers column. The way that I personally have my finances set up is I have one account. I call it my bills account. I actually have my paycheck transferred to that bills account. And then on payday, I don't actually have to make any transfers out. But the reason I have this transfers column for you is if, for example, your paycheck gets deposited to this bank account right here, and then you have your bills coming out of this bank account, you're gonna go ahead and want to add up all of your bills, and then you're gonna go ahead and transfer a portion of your paycheck over to your bills account. The next account I have is called my grocery account. So I have a debit card that's actually pulling money from that specific grocery account. And so on payday, I'll actually transfer a specific amount of groceries. In this example, it's $500 for every paycheck. I transfer $500 from wherever my pay stub gets deposited into, and I transfer it over to my grocery account. So that pretty much sums up the transfers columns here. If you'll notice, this is actually a formula, which is, again, why it is not highlighted in yellow. It's a formula, and if you click on it, you look up into this formula window up here, it actually says that that cell is the sum of E10, which is E10. Oh shoot, I have to go back. So I have to keep this highlighted. Again, it's the sum of E10 all the way adding up all of these bills, and that total is reflected here in this cell. Now this amount here, it is highlighted yellow, so you can input however much you want. If you actually only need $400 every other paycheck, then you can go ahead and change that grocery amount to $400. Moving on to a really fun part, the debt section. Nobody really likes to talk about it, and it's always really stressful. But I think the sooner that you learn that you can actually track your debt and you actually have a visual of it and you look at it every other month, you'll notice you'll probably pay it off quicker just because you know that the debt is there. So let me show you what that column looks like. Now you'll notice I have the debt section here. There are 6 columns of debts. And at the top, this is a really important start. You're actually going to go ahead and input the balances for these specific cards. For example, the Citi credit card, I'm going to say has $2,000 as the current balance. The Home Depot credit card has a balance of $2,000. And then if you have more cards, you can go ahead and add whatever the card name is or whatever the debt is. And you can update the balance here. In this case, I actually don't really have these 4, so I'm going to go ahead and zero this out and zero this out. Now I know this balance is actually not highlighted in yellow, and that's because the rest of the balance cells here, they actually are a formula, but really the only formula that it is it's a balance, and it just equals the new balance from the previous paycheck. So you can actually update these balances if you wish every single paycheck. If you don't have these debts here, which in my case and this example I don't, make sure that they're all zeroed out, 0, 0, 0, and for the amount you're going to pay toward it for that paycheck, you can go ahead and make sure it is 0, and then you can actually highlight the columns and you'll right click, go down to hide columns. Alright, so here's another stopping point in the video. If you are actually tracking it and you're doing your budget at this moment, pause the video, go get your debts. I know it's not fun. Get all your credit card balances, input which credit cards and other debts that you have. For me, as far as like student loan debt, I actually put that as a bill rather than this debt right here. But you can do a student loan as a debt. It really doesn't matter which column it is as long as you're paying for it every single month. So again, pause this video, go get your info, and plug it all in. Alright, we only have 2 more sections left, so let's go ahead and jump into the savings section. So this is the savings/investment section here. I have a space for 4 different types of savings and investing. So one of those savings account could be an emergency savings account, and maybe in addition to that, you want to start saving for a real estate property. So this is an account that you want to put money into, but you really don't want to touch. So I like to have a separate savings from a miscellaneous savings and a travel savings. So this savings right here is something that we dip into every once in a while if we have a visit to family members out of state, or if we have a last minute birthday trip that we want to go to. At least I've saved up for it and I'm not dipping into my emergency and future real estate property savings. So these last 2 sections here are for the investment account maybe that you have, and maybe you're saving every paycheck, putting a little bit toward an actual fund. And then if you also are a person who likes to invest in stocks, you can budget for that every paycheck as well. So the last section is your fun money. I like to have a separate account, kind of like the grocery account, but it's separate from the groceries. But it is an actual separate account for my fun money. So on payday, I transfer a specific amount from my paycheck to an actual fun money account that has a debit card associated with that fun money account. That way I don't overdraft from any bills account or any grocery account or any other type of money. One of my favorite things about this specific budget sheet is it's all on one tab. I know last year I did a budget that had a bunch of tabs at the bottom. Each tab was for a separate paycheck, but I like to have it in this horizontal view so that I can actually input, okay, here's my initial balance as of today on this debit card or this credit card, And if I put this amount every single paycheck throughout the entire year, I can actually look at the bottom of this budget sheet and I can figure out exactly how much I'll be able to pay off by the end of the year. Same thing with the savings account. If I have a specific amount I want to save before, July because I want to go on a vacation, I can actually pre-budget every single paycheck out to actually have the exact amount of money that I need for my vacation in July. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I don't want to make this any more confusing or anything like that. If you are in California and if you're interested in buying a home, I can help you get pre-qualified and actually tell you how much cash to close you would actually need, how much you would actually be able to qualify for, and then we can actually work for a couple years together to, put together a plan. Maybe you have to add somebody on to the mortgage in order to afford something, or maybe you have to pay down specific debts. I can help you figure out exactly which debts to pay off that's actually going to make the biggest impact for you. So you can actually follow my Instagram right here. I post a lot about how to buy a house, what all of the terminology means, and basically just explain the whole process for you. Alright guys, that's it. That's the whole budget. So I really hope that you found it helpful. I hope that you are able to use it and create an awesome budget for yourself. Please let me know if you liked the video by hitting the like button below. If you have a question, please comment below because chances are somebody else also has the same question. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to get notified every time I post a video. And then share this video if you know anybody who might be able to use it. Alright, I hope you have a great day and I will catch you on the next video. Bye!